Following a hard-fought battle by workers all over the world, Convention C190 was adopted by the ILO on the 21st of June 2019. C190 provides a foundation to build a transport sector based on safe and decent work for all. To support affiliates utilize the C190 language effectively and to strengthen the momentum for ratification, ITF has developed the C190 Transport Toolkit. The toolkit consists of 7 briefings that focus on various aspects of violence and harassment that most significantly affect transport workers, followed by an addendum to identify allies and targets for the campaign. Each briefing talks about why the issue is important for transport workers and how C190 can help. It also includes activities and resources to encourage union action. Briefing 1. Why C190 is important for transport workers. Due to the nature of their work, transport workers, especially women workers, are often at high risk of violence and harassment. C190 makes it clear that violence and harassment are incompatible with decent work. It addresses gender-based violence and supports women's recruitment and retention in this male-dominated industry. Briefing 2. Third-party violence, which is violence and harassment committed by perpetrators outside the organization. This could include customers, passengers, members of the public, authorities, or vehicle owners. In many cases, such experiences are often overlooked. This has a deep impact on the safety, health, and dignity of the worker. C190 sets governments, employers, and unions accountable for ensuring a safe world of work. Briefing 3. Domestic violence at work. Domestic violence has physical and mental impacts on workers. It also affects the wider world of work. As a result, survivors, for no fault of their own, are penalized for reduced productivity at work. Domestic violence often comes to work, putting the safety of all workers at risk. C190 recognizes that domestic violence is a workplace issue. It directs employers and governments to take steps to mitigate its impacts in the world of work. Briefing 4. The commute. Many transport workers lack access to safe transportation to and from work. They find themselves commuting in unsociable hours when public transport is limited or not operating and when there are few people around. According to C190, the world of work includes commute as well. It states that employers and government must address work arrangements and ensure a safe commute for their workers. Safe transport ensures equal access to work opportunities for women and men. Briefing 5. Sanitation. Many transport workers work without access to decent sanitation facilities. This affects their health and dignity as well as increases the risk of violence and harassment for women workers. C190 includes sanitation as part of the world of work. It requires employers and governments to identify risks and hazards in the world of work and take measures to prevent them. Briefing 6. Informal work. Many informal transport workers work in spaces that are unregulated and without any social protection. Women are overrepresented in the most precarious and low-paid informal jobs in transport. This makes women workers more vulnerable to violence and harassment at work. C190 leaves no one behind and protects all workers irrespective of their contractual status. It holds public authorities responsible for regulating informal workplaces and ensuring the dignity and safety of informal workers. Briefing 7. COVID-19. The COVID-19 pandemic intensified existing inequalities, exposing transport workers to an increased risk of violence and harassment. With increased domestic violence, unpaid care work, and unemployment, women workers are disproportionately impacted. To promote a more equal and safe working environment for all workers, any recovery plan must be inclusive, integrated, and gender responsive. C190 includes specific measures that can guide the sector to build back better. Finally, the addendum assists in strengthening the C190 campaign. As the struggle toward a safe and dignified world of work continues, unions and workers can amplify their impact by working with other key stakeholders. The addendum lays down ways of engaging with allies to strengthen the campaign and identifying key targets to bring social and legal reforms. Each briefing is available as a separate document so that unions, officials, activists, and members can focus on the issue or issues most important to them. Briefings can be handpicked or the toolkit can be used in its entirety. Violence against workers is union business.